My name's Carol Greenstreet. I was born in California. It was my dad's dream to move to Alaska. We moved here just before my 10th birthday. Life at home as a child was dysfunctional, to put it mildly. I wasn't brought up in a Christian home. We did go to church, but it was on Christmas and Easter, and that was about it. We never read our Bibles. We never had a relationship with God. Life was pretty bad. There's things that I did or things that happened to me as a child that took me down a horrible road. I was probably one of the most angry people that you could ever meet on the road or anywhere. I had a real issue with road rage. If you looked at me wrong, I'd fly across the room and punch you in the face. I mean, that's how angry I was. And I never understood why I was so mad. You know, I just figured, well, that's just the way I was created, to be mean and mad at the world. But it was the enemy using all the situations and all the turmoil in my childhood to keep me under his control. I was into drugs. That was my life. And I couldn't see any other way of life. I thought I would die being a drug addict. I always knew there had to be something better out there, but I didn't know what it was. And I thought, well, I must have done something to deserve this crummy life. You know, I never felt like my mom loved me. I never felt like that God loved me. So I always thought, you know, if there's a God, why is my life so horrible? Why did these things happen to me as a child? Why did it happen to me? If he loved me, why didn't he save me from it? I used to try really hard to make my husband hate me as much as I hated myself, and as much as I thought everybody else felt towards me. I never had a desire to change my life. I figured that's the way it was going to be until I died. Because, you know, that's the way life was for me for 40 years. That's where I was before Christ. I was tired of seeing my life go further and further down the toilet. My in-laws kept inviting us to church, my husband and I, and we finally said yes. And we came to Homer Assembly of God, and it scared the crud out of me. I thought I walked into the dark ages or something. I thought these people were crazy, but there was something here that I needed. But every week I'd leave and say, I'm never coming back. But then Saturday night would come, and Sunday morning we'd be back at church. Until finally Pastor Greg had an altar call. At this time I was probably in my 40s. Pastor Greg had an altar call, and I was like right up there. And I asked the Lord into my heart. Since that time, my life has changed so dramatically. I actually love my life. Whereas before God, my BC days, my biggest prayer was not to have life. Yeah, it used to be when I would look in the mirror, all I seen was somebody that was just hated. That's not who I see anymore when I look in the mirror. God created me to be, he created me in his image, and he's not mean and angry and hateful and spiteful and vindictive and any other word you could fit in there. That's where I was before Christ. After turning my life around, to see that, God didn't create me to be mean and angry. My life is a blessing. It's not a curse. I've been able to take all them situations and turn them around to use to help other people that were addicted to drugs, or girls that need help. I can say, well, you know what? This is where I was. And if God can save me, God can rescue me, boy, does He have a plan for you. I was living in the pits of hell. But now, just love God. He's changed my life so drastically. It's hard to even put into words how much He's changed my life. People that used to know me, they don't even recognize me today because that's not the image that I'm showing them anymore.